But what's good, people? What is up? What is they went from the 4th level of hell and sent us down to the 7th level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to, I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yalla Van Zap's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. If you have my DMs, I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue Josh strap, something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Hey.
Greetings.
I'm so glad I have that cue for myself, the Jesus Christ Superstar. That's my cue to know to run back in here. So it's Jesus Christ Superstar. So yeah, we're live, y'all, for the panel. Listen, it's a lot to talk about. So go ahead. Tag all of the Chasing Atlanta people. Tell them we get ready to talk about them. Tell them in about an hour and a half, cue their Instagram lives that they're going to do to talk about how horrible we are. Go tag them down.
Wait, whoa. I'm going to need you to take that plural out of that sentence.
No, because they're going to do it anyway.
You are, sir.
I need you to take the plural out your sentence right now.
As much as y'all try to make like y'all innocent, y'all are the ones that they be dragging. They leave me alone. They just really be. I just want to say your hair looks beautiful tonight. I don't know what you. Oh yeah, you did go get your hair done. It does. It has an extra. It has an extra. When you did that little thing right there, I was like, bitch.
Oh my God.
Girl, it was cute. That was you did that, bitch. You did that. Yes, girl. But as much as y'all try to act like y'all so innocent, they be dragging y'all on their lives. I'll be over here unscathed.
We know.
Because I don't do nothing.
Lies and deceits of the devil. Lies and deceits of the devil. We're not
Just saying.
Can you get on with the notes?
This is my life. It's mine.
You said we had a lot to cover. That's all I'm saying.
Girl.
That cup of tea looks so good, Abby. Ooh, that look good. Now I want some tea.
Child.
It's about to
So
be
we're here to discuss. Yeah, tag and Dario and Jamar and Rico and Kane and all of the people
No,
and tell them,
no. Nobody needs
we're
to be
here.
sad.
Please don't.
Dominique and Troy and all of the people. So this is Chasing Atlanta season 6, episode 12. It is called A Sudden Twix. Yes, I have been the Bulldogs, Nisi. Yes.
This is the penultimate episode of the series.
This is the episode I guess we was all supposed to be waiting for. I was irritated the whole episode, but that's the whole thing. I know why I was irritated, because you people ruined it for me by telling me it was going to be a long episode. So by you telling me it was going to be a long episode, I went into it upset. I mean, if you've never been to Bulldogs, Nisi, I think it's an experience that everybody should have. You go one time, you see the girls doing what they do. You see the girls girling, and then you can say, I've been. What's good, Jonathan?
Hi, Jonathan.
It's called A Sudden Twixt. So we start off with
the season finale is next week. The series finale is next week.
We start off with Rico and Tonka at the club performing. I don't know what club they were at. Don't make me lie. But they were performing at a club.
Probably the aforementioned Bulldogs.
I know that didn't look like Bulldogs. That didn't look like Bulldogs. I could be wrong, but it didn't look like Bulldogs.
And why were they so sweaty? Why was it so hot?
They were
in the club.
Now it could have been the lights.
I've been to clubs.
Now, if it's the
Rico
club,
looked like he could go swimming in his
like if
sweat.
they were at like the Marquette, you could get real sweaty in there just standing there. But
as somebody who sings on a stage with lights every week, it's hot up there.
But yeah, they were sweating down. And Tonka even referenced, like, just get me a bucket of water because it's hard to tell. Mm-hmm. So Troy and Dominique come. Rico's ex performs. Now, whose idea was it to have Rico's ex perform before him so that he could drag Rico? I mean, if you're the promoter, that's good promotions. Now, I ain't mad at it.
I didn't even know Rico's ex was a performer.
That's the thing. I did not know that Rico's ex even rapped. How he got on the bill, how he went before Rico. I'm so confused.
Did we watch him perform? I don't remember him performing. Or did they just say he performed before?
No, they showed him. Because I think he was like a diss track to Rico. Because he was going off. Yeah, it was a diss track. He was going off. Like he was going shit. Yeah, he was hot. And that's why Rico mentioned it, because he was performing the song about him. Tonka performed, and in my brain, I was like, well, where is Kane?
Was you
because Kane wasn't there.
Because Kane has a 9-to-5 job. Maybe
Kane wasn't there the first performance. Kane wasn't there this performance. It's still up in the air whether or not Kane has a 9-to-5 job. That hasn't been proven anywhere in America.
No, he said he had a job.
He could say a lot of things. That doesn't mean that those things are true.
I'm just saying, logically, that's what it would seem like to me, is that man had to work and he couldn't be there. That's
what I know, because when Tonka was performing and it was in the middle of the day, magically you had to work. Now he's performing in the middle of the night, and magically you gotta work. What? So you just I don't know what the man does. I don't know what job this is. What they work 4 hours a day. I don't know. But your man will perform twice, and you ain't been there either time. I'm just saying, thank you so much, Nisi, for your super sticker.
Listen, when you working in retail,
am I crazy in my thinking? Like I just want to know I'm not crazy in my thinking that if you my man, I'm gonna want you there.
Absolutely, but if your work schedule says that you cannot be there, then so be it. See, Kane managed a store in Phipps Plaza. See,
which means that you should be at this performance, which is in the fucking middle of the goddamn night, because I'm sure that store isn't open in the middle of the goddamn night at Phillips
first
Plaza.
of all, when they said it was 6 in the morning when he got up there,
Right. So
I
this the middle of the fucking night.
I would have never made it to the performance because
Never would have made it.
come on, sing Alexa. I can't talk too loud.
I'm just saying, this is not adding up. You're trying to force this square peg into a round cog.
I would have
It ain't adding up.
Listen, I would have
Loretta
been
and I wouldn't have made
Dominique,
it. We
and
wouldn't have made
Eddie
it.
would have been Troy, and we would have been getting a good sleep on
Listen,
that
I would
couch,
have been right there with Troy and Dominique getting one more good sick night's sleep. I'm good for doing that on my friends. We go out. I'm the friend that sleeps until like 11:30.
Yeah, that's for Benji.
Oh, yeah,
I sleep until 11:30. I get up, take my shower, get dressed. We go to the club by 1:30. By 3 o'clock, 3:30, I'm somewhere sitting down in the corner, knocked down sleep, because I ain't got this type of time. I'm just saying.
We would have.
Maybe that's why I never really went to no whole lot of balls and stuff. It'd be too late. It'd be past my bedtime.
Loretta and I would about 1:30 in the morning. We'd have looked at each other. We wouldn't even have said no words and politely gathered our faces.
I wouldn't have left.
Everybody's faces.
I would have stayed and told somebody.
And we'd have hit it. We'd have hit it on out the door.
Listen, I would have stayed and told somebody, just wake me up when my friend come up, okay?
I'm not doing that.
And I think that's what happened, because when Tonka came up, they was up. So
we wouldn't have got that. We would have never seen it.
Rico did perform his new song, I Blame Me. Okay, it was cute,
until he got to the end and tried to
tried to sing at the end, and I was like, bruh,
I really want you to know my friend who came in with the notes the last time has been since yesterday, have been randomly sending me voice notes singing I Blame
Me, whatever it was.
Listen, let me say this. I like the song,
but
I do like the song.
I just don't want him singing.
I don't know if I want Rico to perform it live anymore, but I like the song.
Just do the rap part and pay somebody to come and do the singing part. How about that?
Is Niecy being messy? Niecy being messy in the chat. Does Rico use the stuff?
It do look like he used Beijing or something in his, because that hair was real black. But it had to be the good stuff, because the way he was sweating and the fact that
Beijing had moved. That's the good stuff.
It was not running. Shout out to Rico. Whatever.
He might have just got his hair freshly dyed again.
That was the good shit.
It was real fresh.
He was sweating like you saw.
Like water thinning on your body sweating. And
right, and it did not.
Because it didn't move. Now shout out to your barber.
Shout out
Rico. Shout out to your barber.
They did the damn thing. I ain't mad at it. I'm just saying.
The fact that y'all are saying sleeping in the club is relatable is just something I just am never. I can count on one hand how many times I've been to a club, and it ain't never even occurred to me to take a nap in the club. When I
remember, I've been drunk as fuck a couple times, and it happened. It happened.
Loretta and I would have looked at each other around 12:31 a.m. and without even communicating.
No, really be listening. I see you really be. I was like Pat LaBelle when she said it happened so suddenly. That's how I was. This sleep happened.
I had a friend in college. We used to slide into the reggae club. We used to notice I said slide in. But baby, when I tell you by about 11:30, my girl will be like this in the back. I said, this was your idea. How you gonna be sleeping? This was your idea. Listen, listen. My niece said I sleep everywhere: clubs, concerts, church, and I'm here to testify. Listen, if you leave her alone, I really used to think she had narcolepsy or something. Because if you leave her alone longer than 5 minutes, she sleeps. Oh, she sleeps.
Have you ever been to a soca club? Really be soca clubs go like 12 to 14 hours. They don't stop. Like they will go 12 hours, 14 hours, nonstop.
Listen,
I went to a soca club one time. I just had to take me a nap. I was like, I can't. I don't know what you people are on. I don't understand it. Baby, listen, I am over here in this corner getting my life off this good wall.
I did 2 good club excursions in my teens. I was 14 the first time I was on a cruise. And we
Hey,
went
too
to the
feisty.
club and stayed and shut the club down. Then when I was 15, we went to a little teen club with the church folk, with the church kids, and we shut it
The
down.
freakiest ones of all.
Listen, on the floor. It
Wait a
takes 2
minute.
to make a thing go right, shaking everything for all that I was worth.
Everything.
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 Yes, ma'am.
Hold on. I got a sidebar. You know how the whole TikTok thing now, where it's like, yeah, I'm a Capricorn. Of course I'm mean and evil. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm a Capricorn. Of course.
Really? Really? You just gonna put us Capricorns out there like that? Not you
I'm just thinking of a
raggedy
good
ass sisters?
example.
I'm just
So
saying.
so Kev on stage did his, Abby. He said, I'm a church kid. Of course. Did you see what he said, Anita Baker? Baby, when I tell you I fell out because I remember you
Because
saying that that's
Anita
the
Baker
only
and
person
Andre
you
Crouch on
knew.
a Saturday
Anita
morning. and get
Baker
your
That's
ass
the
up and
only
get your
person Abby
ass.
is
knew.
universal. You could be saved. You could be a thug. You could be the heathen of heathen. Everybody can listen to Anita Baker. I don't care from the saved of saved to the most heathen of heathens. Everybody can listen to
Saturday
Anita
morning,
Baker.
you was gonna get caught up in the rapture of love while you
Yes,
walked
God.
in the club
Yes,
and clean
God.
that carpet. So
And when you was washing them dishes, you was giving it the best that you got,
listen,
baby.
Listen, that thing had me cracking up when he said, "I'm a church kid." Of course, I listened to Anita Baker. I said, "Baby," if I ain't think of Abby as soon as he said it.
Trying
But
to
I'm
tell
sorry.
you,
Back to
listen,
your notes. Back to your notes.
back to my notes. After, because we can stay here
Because you
all
have
day.
notes. You have notes.
After,
when
because
listen,
y'all made sure it was my week,
the
even though it wasn't
slander,
my
the
week.
note slander,
I don't think
has
it was my
gotta
week, but
stop.
y'all made it my week, so I could be forced to take notes off of 3 hours
It
of
was your week, sir, because last week was your week, but you were out of town, remember?
whatever. We're not discussing last week. I'm just telling you, we're not going back to. I didn't take them notes. I'm just telling you now.
Why
Last
you
week
bringing up
happened. Go
old
back and watch the
shit?
goddamn episode because we ain't talking about last week.
Why you bringing up old shit?
Yeah. Anyway,
Somebody is
after the club, they were outside and they were talking about Seven's housewarming because that was the topic of conversation all episode. Seven's housewarming. Seven's housewarming didn't even have that much going on, but everybody talked about Seven's
They
household.
were just saying that it was a nice time. And then Seven talked about how her feelings was hurt that Dominique didn't come. And Dominique talked about his
But
feelings
I'm
was
saying
hurt that
in
he got
every
invited and
scene,
uninvited and re-invited. And how dare you think I'm coming when you done uninvited me and then re-invited me? Just go to the damn party.
I
And
wouldn't
give her
win
some
either.
bath and
Hell
body
no,
work.
I wouldn't win. I wouldn't have win either. No, ma'am. First of all, the thing I don't like about Seven, what I didn't like, I can say I don't like her. What I didn't like about what Seven did is this. First of all, you get in your feelings and you make permanent decisions off of temporary emotions. And then when you get over those temporary emotions, you expect everybody to get over the fact that you made these permanent decisions. You quit the show, and as a result, damn, that's my food. As a result of you quitting the show, you uninvited everybody, and then when you got over, you invited everybody, and you expected everybody to get over, and then you mad that they didn't come. I wouldn't have came either.
knowing me, I wouldn't have brought my black ass either. I would have been like, girl, you ain't want me to come. I'm not coming. Fuck you and fuck your life. Because that's just how I am.
No, never mind. I still was gonna give you these 3 Bath and Body Works candles. Blessed be beloved at your housewarming. It don't make me no nothing. I don't get moods like that. I don't know. I'm not a Scorpio as some people would like me to be, but that type of stuff don't move me like that. So
once I was uninvited, I never would have opened anything else from you. So I would have never even knew I was invited again because I never would have opened the next email. Anything else that came from me.
When I got the uninvitation, I'd have made a phone call to her immediately. What is this? And she probably would have re-invited me immediately, and I still would have came. But I would have checked it immediately. Because if you're my friend,
I feel like
Like if you're my friend like that, and that means something else is going on for you to
But I
uninvite
feel like in the
everybody.
immediacy, when she was in her feelings, she probably would have said, I ain't talking to nobody, or sent me straight to voicemail. Like, I feel like she was probably on that tip where she uninvited me, sending everybody to voicemail. I don't want to talk to nobody. Baby, baby, baby shark, doop, doo, 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 doo. At the uninviting, that would have been it. I'm just saying.
It honestly depends on how good of friends we were in the first place.
The next scene is one of the scenes that pissed me off. I was more upset about this next scene than I was about the fight scene. Okay. The next scene was when Jaya Moore invited Kane out to get something to eat. And Jaya Moore is doing the best he can to say, okay, me and Tonka are friends. It looks like this is I can't get around them being together. So let me try to make nice with my friend's impending boyfriend or significant other or whatever the fuck they got going on. And I feel like Jaya Moore, this whole time they were sitting there, kept trying so hard, and Kane wasn't here for any parts of Jaya Moore. Every time Jaya Moore tried to play nice, Kane was here for like, fuck you, your olive branch, fuck you, your hand that you want to shake. No, I'm not here for none of it. Girl, I see he was very dismissive from the very beginning. And that
So
it bothered me.
That Kane and him used to mess with each other. That's why.
Now, Jaya Moore said, I mean, I know we shouldn't bring in the after show, but Jaya Moore said that he never slept with Kane. Now, that's what he said.
He did say that. He did say they never slept together. But what my point is that even I don't care if y'all fucked or not. Jaya Moore, even if we did fuck, we have history. So why are you even doing me or treating me like that? Like if the fact that we fucked and have a history, I didn't even get this whole dismissive. It was a mess.
Jaya Moore knows that man for his works, and he knows what he's about, and he don't want that for his friend because he know his friend is vulnerable. It's just not that Tonka is not a grown person and can't deal with relationships and things of that nature, but you have friends who are a little softer, and can't take as much damage, and you tend to be overprotective of your friends like that. Like you see shit coming, and you want to head them off at the pass because you can see the train wreck getting ready to happen, and you trying to save them.
Now I'm gonna say this, and I don't know the time period when they taped the confessionals, but I feel like in Jay watching the confessionals, Jay probably said, "Oh no, this some bitch nigga shit." And
we just saw a couple of weeks ago where they were just filming the last of the confessionals.
Because I feel
like I saw Dario post something, and he had Oliver on a green screen, and he said filming the last of the confessionals. So they were filming the confessionals up until like maybe 3-4 weeks ago.
Because I feel like his confessional energy was very different from the energy that he had there, which leads me to believe that he looked at it and said, yeah, nah, that's some bitch nigga shit I had going on. I'm not with this fuck shit no more. We're not doing that.
But you do get to choose when you play nice with people.
Yeah. Now, Kane,
that's literally your choice. How you want to carry it is literally your choice. But whenever you get into a person's presence.
But not only that, but I think Jay was clear. He wasn't playing nice because he was trying to be Kane's friend. He was playing nice to try to make life easier for his friend. It was so him shading Kane in the confessionals, that's how he felt. He wasn't trying to be Kane's friend. He was just trying to make it so that it wasn't so awkward for Tonka. You know what I mean?
Kane then comes right out. Somebody told, little birdie told me that you told Wayne that I'm problematic. and that he should keep his guard up for me.
And this is where I would have said, because you are.
Because I was like,
because you are, beloved. You
like,
are.
where's this coming from? Like, he was very, he was like, I accept your apology. Like, he was on this whole, yeah, bitch, you're wrong. I'm right. You ain't shit.
Which means that to me, that means that he never showed up with any intention of trying to make nice.
Exactly.
Because
he kept
literally they're more like,
he kept saying, y'all need to change. Y'all need to find y'all somebody. Y'all have these little relationships that only last 2 months. And it was this whole like, girl, listen, first of all, me, L Teddy 27, would have never sat down with Kane. Let's be clear. I would have talked to my friend, because I'm not friends with you, Kane. I don't need to be friends with you. I have my friend. Hey, bro.
Right. I would have made a promise to my friend that when you and him and I are all in the same place at the same time, I will be respectful of y'all relationship. I will be respectful and kind in that instance. But if you think we're gonna be friends, we not, because I don't trust him. I don't trust him with
absolutely not. I have nothing for him.
I don't like this. I love you, and if this is what you want, I will go along with it. I'll just be waiting for the pieces to fall apart, and then I'll come with my broom and sweep them up, tape you back together again, baby. But I'm telling you now, this is not going.
This is not gonna go well.
As much as you want it to work, as much as you are feeling and you got butterflies in your eyes and in your stomach, down in your toes and in your butt.
That's not butterflies in your eyes. That's just peen in your rectum. That's it. That's all you're feeling. Peen inside your rectum, and it makes you feel some way. I've been there before. Peen inside your rectum makes you feel some kind of way. However, that ain't love. It's just peen in your rectum.
And I don't understand how you do it. Celie, you have my condolences. Jesus Christ. Not many men let their husbands' holes lay up in their house.
Jay Amore asked Kane who told him that. Kane said, I ain't telling you. But in a confessional, Jay Amore said it's got to be Jay Twan, because Jay Twan is the only person who I know that could have told him that. Hey, Deidre Douglas. And then they agree that they was going to bring it up at the next event where everybody's together. I did.
I don't have a problem with saying it in front of everybody, because I am a huge fan of don't bring me a bone and don't put a name on it.
Exactly.
No, come on, because when I come, I'm going right back to who you said it was that said it, and then I'm going to ask them in front of you if that is exactly what you said. Because I don't want no confusion. I don't want no backpedaling, no pussy popping. If you don't, because anything that I said behind your back, if you come to me, I will absolutely repeat it in front of your face. Because what are you going to do but be mad?
But didn't Jay say that he said it? So why does it matter who repeated it?
But that was later on. It was later on, Jay. At that time, we didn't know Jay. Or I'm sorry, excuse me. Let me get his name correctly. Jet Wan. Ow! Shut up.
I can't stand you, and I'm gonna tell my friend.
Where's he at? You were supposed to send him the link so he could be his ass on here tonight. Because that Jet One is gonna always send me the glory.
What he doing right there?
So anyway, in Broke Man Chronicles, King Kane going out to eat with people. Anybody else notice that as Jay Amore was over there eating on that pizza or whatever and drinking his drink, broke ass King Kane was still over there sipping on water and they ain't have a goddamn thing to eat and or drink? I'm just saying, stupid ass, petty ass me noticed broke people shit like that. But while Jay Amore had a whole ass pizza in front of him, eating, grubbing, because we done came out to eat, your broke ass still got that water that the waitress gave you.
Well, that all depends, because if I don't really mess with you like that, I'm not trying to sit down and break bread with you. We can sit down and have a conversation and all, but that doesn't mean I want to sit down and break bread and have a meal with you. That's not necessarily what that means. And I may have to
long enough for me to have a whole meal.
Flip this fucking table over on you, so I'm damn sure not going to order no food that I have to pay for and then throw it on the floor. So therefore, I could listen.
Kane did
as the head member of Nucky University.
Now he spent all his money on his event. You know what?
I'm not doing this.
Did
Nope.
he still would have been able to avoid the pizza because that event couldn't have cost. Okay.
Jenna, you see, I need a members only chat icon for that. I might do that. But y'all notice when King Kane brought up Jay Moore's ex, talk about because when the billboards was up and shit. See, that's the shit that would have made me turn the goddamn table over. Because we're not here talking about me and my ex-boyfriend and these billboards. That it was a perfectly placed good read, but girl, me and my temperament, I would have threw that table over. I'm just saying that's what I would have did. Next, Kane brings up.
I never would have had that sit down. I would have sat down with my friend and been like, "Hey, I love you.
Exactly.
I don't love this man for you, but I'm not gonna cause no friction between you and your man, and your household be unhappy, and you don't have no peace. So I'm gonna lean back and leave it alone, and I'll be respectful when all of us are together."
But at the moment that your raggedy ass boyfriend bring up my ex in this billboard, all bets are off, and you should expect that all bets will be off.
And the other thing, and I know what you're going to say when I say this, Teddy. The other thing that I don't want to dwell on because we want to review what we've seen, but what was obvious was that there were a lot of things that had transpired with Tonka, Kane, Jay Moore that wasn't on camera as it relates to their relationship and friendship. So, I mean, we saw that, and we saw enough of it to get the gist of it. But there's as we saw later on with him still having grinder accounts and soliciting,
Oh, don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there. We have a whole time with that.
Oh Lord.
Kane brings up Seven's housewarming because I told you that was the overarching theme of the whole goddamn episode, because that was a talk in every scene. He wonders why Seven is all of a sudden uninviting Troy and Dominique when Seven was just windmilling against him for Troy and Dominique. And I had the same questions earlier in the season. J.L. Moore then, I don't want to talk about that stupid housewarming because it was stupid to me. But J.L. Moore then goes well beyond I would have. Oh, he says first, let me invite you to my retirement or something. He said he was retiring. I don't know what he retiring from. I don't know, but some retirement at first. And then he says,
from fashion,
that
was gonna be his last run.
Say that again.
It's his last fashion show.
Last fashion show.
Hold on, really B. Hold on, Abby. Hold on. Let me take myself big screen. Mr. Patches, sir. Patches. How in everything that is holy do you roll your ass into my channel, into my chat, and say hello to everybody in the chat, everybody else on the screen, and then say hello to me last? Let me go pull up my chat so I could time him out for 300 seconds. I guess I'll
time out, Patches.
Don't tell me what to do on my goddamn channel. You'll tell me a goddamn thing to do on my goddamn channel. Don't tell me shit.
You leave Patches alone.
You gonna come and roll up in my chat and say hey to everybody and don't say hey to the person whose channel this is. Just save me for last. That's not etiquette. Let me go pull up my own
maybe he
live and
see. Did you just put me back? Maybe he was saving the best for last.
Yeah, that's a good try. That's a valiant effort.
That's a
valiant effort.
That's Vanessa Williams.
Right. Save the best.
I thought our chance had passed. I went to
let me go look at him and see if I can't time him out for 300 seconds. Where's my timeout? Put user in time out.
Disrespectful.
You get that good time out.
Patches, you know I would never time you out on my channel, love.
Listen, friend is on daddy duty right now. He said if he can come through, he will.
We understand.
I only timed him out for 10 seconds. I'm just saying. It's the principle of the matter.
Not Tracy said don't time her husband out. They in divorce court. She trying to get child support, nigga.
Tracy, don't let me go over there and talk to Bay. Tracy, you got Bay over there. I don't want to have to fly up there because Beta came and tried to get you.
I'm gonna have to add Patches to my roster. I don't know what he does.
Hey, Geechee girl.
All the men on my roster serve a purpose. I don't know. I'm gonna just call Patches the voice. I'm gonna call him just to listen to him. Just talk to me until I fall asleep.
By now. I only think I timed him out for like 10 seconds.
I'm gonna send Patches some excerpts from books.
Tracy said, "Wait, how do I get him
until I fall asleep?" That's all
Oh my God, Patches, you know it's all love, bro. It's all love. Just roll up. Hey, Geechee girl, my love. Just roll up in here.
How old is Patches? Wait a minute. Before I try and add him to my roster, how old is Patches?
Before we add you to a roster, how big is it, Patches? Because we need to know how old you is. We need to know how big it is.
I don't need to, I just need to read you a bedtime story. I don't need to know how big it is. You just reading to me on the phone. How old are you, beloved? Before I add you to anything. We grown is not the correct answer. How old are you? I need a number. Value.
Oh God.
Words mean things.
This is why people are not nice to us. This is exactly why people
it's not us. It's you. It's you.
Wait, no, that's Ebbie. That is her.
I'm trying to solicit minors.
That is her, not me. Anyway, back to my notes. Dominique is doing his dog grooming with his friend, co-worker, whoever this dude was.
I think he was the assistant for the person whose pets those were.
Okay. Hey, Phoenix. And
okay, let's see.
The friend shows Dominique the Grindr profile. Now, I don't know how, but some kind of way these things fell in my lap. So let me hear. Hold on. Is that it?
I don't want to see.
Wait.
Oh.
Hold on. That's what the Grindr profile said. I'm just saying. Wow. Hold on. I have another picture. Hold on. Hold your line. But that's what the Grindr profile said. Now, y'all could be mad at somebody else.
3 minutes ago. Wow.
Now, I just want to pay particular attention to the fact that look how far away he is. That means that young man was real close. Real close. 1,601 feet away. You know, on Grindr, they'll tell you until you were 0.1 miles away, they would say 0.1 miles, but that's 1,601 feet away. I love fat peaches or fat asses, and hit me up. Let me take the banner down so y'all can read all of it. And hit me up for groups. He is 5'10", weighs 160 pounds, and allegedly professes to be a top. Most tops are putting penis sizes, but when you're working with 3.75 inches, you, sir, don't put your penis size there, because every bottom on Grindr, when you put that you're a top, wants to know how big it is. And when you're working with 3.75 inches, you, sir, want no one to know that. This is also just so we verify the picture that he had. And this is all taken from the show. I am not on Grindr. I am sure not looking for his ass if I'm on Grindr, because I have size criteria. This is what it says. His name is Eyeballs, which is looking for fat asses. He alleges to be 28. I thought he was older than that, but that makes sense. The people shave off 8 years in
maybe that's how long he's been on Grindr, because he is 30 something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, I think my Grindr might say that I'm 30 something. I'm just saying, you shave off a few.
And we know you about 6.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You don't
Don't
have
do
to
that.
wait. Question. You
Don't
don't
do
have to-
me.
Hello. You don't have to put your birthday in there, and then it automatically updates with how old you are.
But you can put whatever birth date you want. There's
Oh.
no verification. You put whatever year you want.
It would just never occur to me to lie.
It just verifies whether or not you're 18 years old or not. So once again, if you're looking for 3.75 inches of peen, looking for this young man Kane on Grindr, if you're in the greater DMV area, that's really B's area, you can look at this
my
profile.
God.
And profile that's the profile picture. And just for the close-up, here's what you need to know. Those are the stats. He's 5.5 feet 10 inches, 160 pounds, and a legit top with 3.75 inches of peen. I just want the people to have all of the information. I don't want the people to say that we didn't give them all of the information. That's all. We're just here giving people the information. That's all I'm here for.
Okay, so I have something to say. I can I have a moment?
Mm-hmm. You need the big screen.
And Ebbie. Well, no, because Ebbie, you. I think you can verify what I'm getting ready to say.
Mm-hmm.
As a BBW.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
We know people who prefer BBWs. They have a history of dating BBWs. That is who they are with. That is what they date. They are very specific to say that this is what they like.
Mm-hmm.
We know of at least 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 people that Kane has had a romantic relationship with. Not one of them, for the exception of Tonka, is a BBW.
I'm glad you said that.
Wait a minute, hold on. When you look at that description, he don't say nothing about BBW or BBMs. He said he like a fat ass. That has nothing to do with fat. Okay? He's talking about PHAT, not FAT. Mm-hmm. And as a woman who has, as a BBW who has been on dating sites and apps and stuff like that, we know the language, we know the codes, we know the words. So I find it to be very disingenuous that Kane says this is who he's always been attracted to, and that's what he likes, and blah, 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 blah. Wait a minute, Julian. Oliver and Rico, first of all, Oliver is not fat. Oliver is thick. Even before his surgery, Oliver was not fat. Jay Moore is not fat. I've seen Jay Moore in person.
Oliver and Jay Moore are nowhere near Tonka's size. And I'm not trying to disparage.
Exactly. And we're not going to compare Oliver and Jay Moore.
Stratosphere.
Right. We're not.
Tall.
Totally different.
Is very tall. If you're gonna call him big, it's because he's tall. He's very slender.
Yeah, Jay Moore is tall.
There's a reason that you know what Oliver is attracted to? A bitch that got a job, a bitch that has something going on, and that with their life. That is what he's attracted to. It has nothing to do with size. Tonka is successful, has a career, has things going on. He's attracted to that, and he can leech off of that. Oliver has that as well. Jay Moore has that as well. So his type has nothing to do with aesthetics. His type has everything to do with whether or not he can leech off of you, and his broke ass can suck you dry. And what he found, and I'm really not trying to disparage Tonka. I'm not trying to go down that road. I think Tonka's a great person. I like him, but I feel like he looked at Tonka as someone that he could suck dry and use him when he's in his vulnerable state. He's a fucking leech. He's a fucking the women are succubuses. What do they call the male demons that suck you dry?
Succubus, they're still the same.
I thought I think it's succubus.
It does something different.
I think the male is succubus,
but succubus can be either male or female. So
okay, but that's what the fuck he is. We still don't know what job he has anywhere in America. Because if you tell me his job is selling sex toys, I'm gonna tell you the bitch ain't got a job. It's an incubus. Thank you, Jay Wash and KC. I'm gonna tell you the bitch ain't got a job nowhere in America. Didn't he get evicted Didn't we hear that whole story about him getting evicted? I'm not this. That's what the people have put out there, that he was evicted, and you
I don't
magically
know. I don't
moved,
know about his housing situation.
and you magically
I
moved
ain't
across
nobody to
the
judge
eastern
anybody's housing
seaboard.
situation. I think he got the sleeve, if I'm not mistaken. I think
He
he
got
got
the
the
sleeve.
gastric sleeve. Is
He
with
got the sleeve.
the procedure that he had done. My thing is that Tonka is a beautiful soul, and you can literally see it on him. You literally see it on him, which makes him vulnerable to certain people who want to take advantage of all of that goodness and kindness that he possesses. So it, it makes everybody who comes in contact with him feel very protective of him. So I understand why J.M. Moore acts the way he does in regards to Kane, in regards to Tonka. But you can do all you can, but you can't want it more for somebody than people want it for themselves. And some lessons, people, you just gotta let them learn. You're gonna have to listen. I understand, because I'm in the same situation. As much as I want to extricate this person that I love from this situation, the person who's in this situation is not ready to be extricated. They're not sick and tired yet. I gotta wait until they're sick and tired of being sick and tired before I can step in and do what I need to do to help them free themselves from that situation. And sometimes that's all you can do. Go ahead.
So just for my own personal edification, when you
Mhm.
say step in and do what I need to do, is that going to involve me needing to cash app bail money?
Hopefully not.
Okay, I'm gonna put a
Hopefully
couple
not.
of $100 aside. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, thank you.
We already know we need bail money for every. We keep every bail money for just to the side. Just because, let me throw this to the
I'm not
side.
a killer, but don't.
Every go
Well, I'm
call
used
me,
to.
and I'm gonna need to have bail. I got a couple friends like that I
Listen,
know.
because
Baby,
if
let
it's
me
the
put this to the
situation that
side.
I think it is, that's why I asked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Right.
saying.
So
But
listen, I'll come in
and
and
I saw
save the
somebody,
day as much as you need me to.
and let me put this
Um,
in the chat. I
but
mean, I
as much as I love this person, I can't do it for you.
Yeah, you're right. You can.
You still have feelings for this person. You still love this person. You still believe in this person. And until you no longer have those blinders on, and you no longer want to deal with the situation, then I can't. I'm not gonna force it, because that's just gonna make you cling tighter to that situation. I gotta let you come into the awareness of it of your own. I'm gonna protect you as much as I can, but I can only do so much. Some lessons you got to learn for yourself, and it's the same situation with Tonka and Jay Moore. I love you, friend. I want the best for you, friend, but I can't want it more than you want it for yourself. So I hate this. I hate to see it, because I see the big pothole and the big fall and the crash coming. But there's nothing that I can do to save you from it. So I'm gonna just have to let you fall in face
but
first.
I have some things to say about the
And I'm
Tonka Jay
praying,
Moore
and,
situation.
and all the while praying that I'm absolutely wrong, because I
I have
want the
something
best
to
for
say
you.
about the Tonka Jay Moore situation when we get to another scene. But let me say this. Somebody put in the chat, are we saying that Tonka can't get nobody? We're not saying absolutely.
That's not
We're
what I
not
said at
saying
all.
that. That doesn't
I have no
mean
idea
that
how you
Tonka
got
does
that
not
from what I
believe
said.
that. Tonka can get whoever he wants. There are a lot of guys who love people like Tonka. It's
I don't
all
know.
about what he
Somebody just
sees.
added 2 + 2 and got 5. I have
Right.
no idea how you got that.
Somebody, that doesn't negate that sometimes people, and I'm not saying this is Tonka's situation, but sometimes people like Tonka may feel that way, that people may not want them because, or they may have their own insecurities about their own body image, body size, and we all have our own insecurities about body image, body size, and so forth. But we are not casting aspersions on Tonka by saying we don't feel like he can get anybody. What I'm saying, and I can only speak for myself, is that young man saw an opportunity and now is leeching off of somebody who has well more than he has. And I know how it is to be in a relationship, because you're going to big up your mate. You're going to make your mate to be the best version of they are, even if they're not that, but you're going to put it out there because you dare somebody to say a goddamn thing about the person that you're with, because you windmilling everybody. When you're deep in the situation, you windmilling everybody. Now later on in the sweet by and by, when y'all break up, you be looking at yourself and your friends be looking at you like, yeah, you was in deep, and you look at yourself like, shit, y'all let me say all that and do all that. You be like, yeah. You be like,
And
you
the
look at your friend like, yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
and the
Just be
point that
glad we
I was
still here.
making, because I want to be clear about what I was saying, because I was in no way, shape, or form saying that Tonka can't get a man. What I was
Right.
saying is that people have a type. When you have a preference and you date a certain type, you have a track record. That doesn't mean that you don't date outside of your type. But what I'm saying is that we know for a fact, well, no, I shouldn't say for a fact. We know that we do not see a pattern of Kane dating plus size people. Oliver does not count. J.L. Moore does not count. Rico is thick. You might even want to say maybe plus size, but not on the level of Tonka. And I'm not saying that somebody's Tonka size can't get a man, because let's be clear, I done seen them come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Okay, so I'm never saying that. What I'm saying is I do not believe Kane when he says that he's always been attracted to big men. And even looking at his profile, there's nothing on his dating / freak profile that says that he has a preference for big men. That's the point that I was making.
Child, he a mess. Anyway, where am I at in my notes? Back to my notes. Let me go back to my notes. They did start talking about the 7 situation. Now they got into the weeds because they were saying there was a situation with 7 and Ike. And I didn't know if they were saying that 7 was in love with Ike or liked Ike and Ike didn't like her. Then they were saying there was a 7 in the Troy situation and Troy went to Ike about the 7. And when they was in Houston, and it got real convoluted. I was real confused. And I put on here, ask Ebby and Really B about what the fuck is going on. Because I have no
I got
idea.
lost with you. I got lost with you. I think it's two things were being said at the same time. I think that 7 liked Ike and Ike never returned 7's feelings on the level that she wanted them to be returned. And as a result, 7 got even more upset because Troy and Dominique went to Houston, hung out with Ike, and maybe Troy shared some things with Ike that 7 may not have wanted shared. That's what I took away from that. But it was very convoluted.
I felt like they were I felt like he was alluding to the real reason 7 was mad with Troy had nothing to do with the conversation they had in the bowling alley, but everything to do with Troy talking to Ike.
Right. I agree. Yeah.
Anything, Abby?
No, I zoned out during this part because it didn't make any sense. It didn't. Listen, I've been on medication, cold medicine all day. I zoomed out. I missed this part.
Taxes. Ooh, he's shady.
Now I got case. Okay.
No, I'm not doing this.
My God.
Ike is the
This
fine
is
black man.
what I know. We love. I got too much
man.
case when he was on that show with Rolling Away for Bobby Light. So let's not give it too much now.
Yeah, he'll go for anything. If you go for Bobby Lights, I mean, you'll go for anything. Let's just be clear.
Not you on Bobby Light show.
We know people go on these shows just to be on the show. They don't really like the person. But anyway, moving forward,
you can let that like bread boy give you a different name than the name that you was. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
We get to Tonka's pre-op consultation. J.L. Moore comes now. For all, because y'all have done this to me, and I wrote this in my notes. Y'all, you Ebby, and you Really B have come at me about Tonka and his pronouns. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have, but his own alleged best friend was calling him he, him, his in his confessionals, just like I have made the mistake of doing at times. But y'all coming at my throat, and that's his own alleged best friend that's using he, him, his pronouns when talking about Tonka.
But I blame Tonka for that, because Tonka even said that because I think I've probably done it tonight as well. Tonka said that she does not make people call her by her proper pronoun. So I'm not saying that makes it okay that Jay Moore doesn't do it or that Kane doesn't do it. But if you are
But y'all
not
just come at my
pressing
throat.
it, I didn't come at your throat. I just reminded you that that was her pronoun.
IDK my BFF Jill.
I don't even know what the fuck that meant. But sometimes we get Tonka's pronouns incorrect. It's
Right.
bound to happen sometimes. I don't think it was done maliciously and or on purpose.
There was no malicious maligning.
How did we get to people being maliciously maligned again? God.
I'm sad.
Okay, but Jay Moore.
Right. Kane straight up calls him Derek. So I mean,
did.
Kane's
several times, not just one time.
He's talking about himself in third
no,
person.
Kane's real name is Cedric.
Cedric. His name is
Cedric. Okay.
But Tonka's, I guess his real name is Derek. And Kane said that young man's name over and over and over the entire episode.
He doesn't call him Tonka at all. He calls him Derek.
Now,
listen, that's why I start calling you Loretta, because I'm like that. Because if I know your real name, I'm going to call you by your real name. So
I called both of y'all by y'all real name before.
We do have real names.
Really,
but you know what it's like? It's like when students learn like their teacher's real name, and then they try to, call themselves being disrespectful, calling you by your real name, and they'll say your real name, and you'll be like, okay, I have a first name. You think I didn't have one? You think my first name was Doctor? You think that was my first name?
Yes.
Even though I do know someone whose first name is really Mr. on his birth certificate. That's his real name.
Mister.
Yes, Mister. That is his real name.
Wait a minute. However, why are we not gonna like you?
Wait, and he's in the doctoral program. I said, so what's going to happen when you walk across that stage to get hooded, and they say Dr. Mister?
I'm here for it. I'm here for Dr.
And his last name. Anyway,
Dr. Mister.
But I noticed Jay Moore was doing a whole bunch of crying and carrying on. And then now it's such a oxymoron, or so, it's such a difference. You in the confessionals crying snot bubbles and all of this, turn the camera off. But right now, you want no parts of Tonka anymore. Y'all ain't even friends no more. You ain't even entertaining the a conversation about trying to be friends anymore. I'm just saying. Yes, my real name is Elgin Eugene Smith III. Elgin Eugene Smith. That's Niecy. I'll give her that.
Nate gave him a whole damn.
Now, mind you, we just talked about my first name in the members only chat because one of the people that things happened with had my first name, and it was such a big thing because nobody ever has my first name. So there was a whole situation in the members only. Shout out to the members of the members only live. Anyway, but do y'all have anything to say about this crying and everything? Because if Really B is going to have surgery, I'm going to be the friend that's not crying. I'm going to be the friend that's always holding it together, saying, "Oh, y'all cry? Okay, well, come on over here. You can cry on my shoulder, but I won't be over here crying." I'm just not a crier like that.
What the surgery is for?
Let me say this. I really felt some kind of way. That got me emotional as well. Because you could tell that Jay Moore really, really, really loves Tonka. And I hate to see that they have gotten to this place in their friendship where they are today. Because you could just see it. And I felt really bad. I really did. I felt some kind of way.
What I can say is I could see if I'm at the level of a Jay Moore where I am emoting like that for someone and doing everything in my power, and they just really give me I could see Jay Moore saying, I don't want any more parts of this person. I'm not going to allow myself to go back down that road and completely cut that. Like, I'm that type. I will completely cut that person off forever. No more scene, or because I just don't want myself to go back down that road and be back in that same place with that person again, because I just can't take it emotionally. It's my whole body can't take that emotionally.
I understand it.
But just me, I'm just not a crier. Moving on, we go to Tony's house.
Because you're mean.
I am. It's okay. Somebody has to be mean. We have to have a spectrum of emotions. Everybody can't be nice. Otherwise, it wouldn't be nice. It would just be being regular. Somebody has to be mean. I'll take that. Anyway. We go over to Tony's house. She invites her friend Nicole Sky over. They talk about the actors and writers strike, and her ad campaign with Gilead for HIV, possible. I don't even know what that means.
I think it's like like even with HIV, it's possible to live a good life. HIV possible to fall in love. I don't know. It made sense when she said it.
I was trying to make sense of it. I was like, I know HIV positive, HIV negative, but HIV possible. I just didn't know.
It was HIV possible, or
no, it was the HIV possible. I wrote it down. I paused and wrote it down.
We're not saying it right. We're absolutely not saying it correctly.
The POS was capital. It was HIV possible. I have no idea.
That it's possible to live with HIV is what I think.
I'm going to say you're right. I'm going to say
that's what that was what they were going for. Like it's possible to live. It's possible to be happy even though you have HIV and all of those things. It's possible to live a normal life and all of those things. So I think that's what the campaign was going for.
We see Seven comes over. Once again, they talk about this damn housewarming. She said that she was most bothered that Dominique didn't come. Every scene we got to talk about this damn housewarming. It got on my goddamn nerves. They then go into the Jess Hilarious situation that happened a few months back. I know we all talked about it offline, online, and so forth. Any commentary on that?
Yes, I need them to understand that woman's clip that they were talking about, that was the entire clip of that woman coming on down to the internet. That's what that young lady does. She comes down to the into the TikToks, down to the internet, and says incendiary things to rage farm and clickbait people to garner looks, likes, views, and content so that she can make money. That is what that young person does. So no, we were correct when we dragged her by her two front teeth. When she came down to the internet and said, but women don't own periods. Huh?
But we do.
But that's not, because if you don't have a uterus, you can't have a period. So I don't understand, because if 2 + 2 is 4, and 5 + 5 is 10, then what the fuck are you talking about, man? That's not how that works. It's not how any of that works. You must have a uterus to have a lining of your uterus shed.
I mean, it's basic science. It is basic.
Patches broke it down for us with the HIV.
It's possible. It's TAP Nationals campaign to inspire the HIV workforce to end the HIV epidemic by reducing the number of new HIV infections by 90% by 2030. I'm still confused. Okay. I'm just gonna say okay. And then they get the invite to his I'm just gonna say I stayed out of that whole. If you remember really being Abby, when that conversation said I'm gonna stay out of this. I am not a trans woman, nor am I a biological woman, cisgendered woman, or XX chromosome. That's what I said. I do not have XX chromosome, nor am I a trans. So I'm gonna leave that to y'all to have that argument and break that down. I have no dog in the fight. I have nothing.
Right. So my thing is,
because it would be disrespectful for me to try to chime in and give all my commentary.
Everyone who has a uterus. If you have a uterus, then you own periods. You could be natural born woman. You can be a trans man. You can be non-binary. All three of those things. If you have a uterus, then you have a say in periods. If not, please, or you can be intersex. Please, if you are not one of them four categories, shut up.
I just want to say most of the women I know that have periods want no parts of them. I'm just,
Why?
all of the women I know, let's just be
Let me
clear.
explain
When we
to
talking
you.
about who owns what, all of the women I know, if left to themselves,
At
they
this
say,
point, I
I
have
don't
been
want that
doing this
shit. You
for
could have it.
39 years, and I'm tired. I don't want to do this
The
anymore.
women I know,
That's
what
the
no
same.
parts
That
of it.
same young lady that got up there and talk about we don't own periods is the same broad that came down to the internet talk about, oh, well, you cis women are gonna be upset when they start doing uterus transplant and trans women can have babies. Have mine. You want to use mine for an experiment? You can have my uterus right now. It works.
I'm
Take
not
it.
out
I
here
will give it
trying to
to
have.
you. First of all, your body. I'm sorry. I love all of my men. I love all of my trans women. Your bodies are not made to carry babies. They're just not. It's just biologically that's not what your body is made to do. And no matter how you try and change it, turn it around, do things to fit what is the image inside of your head. I love you, but your body is not made to carry a baby. It's just not.
I
It's
mean,
just it's physically you're physically unable.
as a man, I applaud every woman because I know I always say on my channel, if men could have periods or had have babies, a whole lot of laws would be changed in this country because men, we ain't equipped to deal with that shit. We would lose our fucking minds. I'm just telling you. Anyway, Willa and Troy go out to eat. They discuss Seven. I just at this point, I was so done with the Seven conversation. Willa said, "Oh, if that wasn't my friend, I would have already gave her a black eye and all this." I was just like, "Willa, girl, Willa."
Willa is trying to give her some grace because she know there's some other things going on with Seven and how it is when you, in the first year of your transitioning and how you be all over the place. And I feel like Willa is trying to give her some grace, but I feel like that Seven is doing some extra stuff, and her grace is running out with people. Like you can only use this so much before we be like, wait a minute. Some of this stuff is just who you are as a person and your personality, and has nothing to do with the hormones that you are currently on. This is just who you are, and it's just.
I had nothing for this scene. I really didn't. I had nothing. And by this time, the more they talked about Seven, at this point, every scene we're talking about the same. I just had nothing. Nothing.
You are correct, Patches. The male pelvis is not built, and their hips is not built to
Yeah,
expand.
we're not built for
It's
that.
not built for that at all.
I'm sorry, Seven goes to have laser removal surgery. I have nothing.
I would like to have laser hair removal.
Me
Like laser
too.
hair removal. I have nothing.
I would like to get rid of all of this hair, all of this on my chin. Y'all probably can't see it, but it's there.
Kane goes over to Oliver's house. Now, this scene, kudos to Dario. I'm so glad that he put this scene, he made sure to leave this scene in prior to the last scene because
It helped with context.
and it was the total and if you looked at this scene in a bubble and then looked at that last scene in a bubble, you would be like, how the fuck do we have these two completely different situations? But I wrote down, they discussed Kane's event. Ironically, Kane was warned by Oliver about the girls fighting. that was the irony of this whole thing. When Oliver tells Kane, girl, you know these girls like to fight. Girl, just be prepared. Have you a plan B, because you know these girls don't know how to act right. And we end up with what we end up with at the end. They discuss Kane's new relationship with Tonka, Tonka's friends, and Tonka's friend Kane alludes to now Kane came out and pretty much said he had sex with both Rico and Jay. He pretty much said that. I also noted that at this time, neither Kane nor Oliver admitted that they were having sex. They said we kissed and we did everything up until that point, which was a lie. We know now from both of them. Both of them.
We already knew they had sex. They said that in the first.
No, I'm saying that, but I'm just going by what was on screen. I'm just I write my notes by what's on screen, but I just wanted to note that both of them were willing to lie about the nature of the relationship between the two of them.
How was it a lie when they already talked about it months before? I'm confused.
No, they never talked about having.
Yes, they did.
No.
In the first episode, when Kane or was it the second episode when Kane and Oliver had the conversation before, they already
they had, and even if I go with what you said, then that means that they've lied just now, because just
because they didn't reiterate that they had sex doesn't mean that they didn't already admit to it. I'm confused.
I rewound, and because I wanted to make sure I got it right, they said they did everything up to having sex.
Okay, again. And when they've already admitted to having sex, what difference does it make when they admit to it again and later on down the line if they've already said they've had sex? I'm confused.
Well, let me help you out. People are known to lie, and people may have forgotten.
What is the lie?
They might have forgotten that, even if you say that they said that in episode 1. I don't remember what happened in episode 1. That was 1,000 years ago. But what I'm saying is they may not remember what they said then, but in this episode here, they said that they did everything up to having sex. Yes, really, B.
They never said they had sex. They said they played around. Oliver even said when they were at the axe throwing thing that when they were coming clean, he even said then, well, we flirted, we kissed, but we never had sex. He actually said that because on his live, he came back and said, well, yeah, I lied in that scene, but I told Tonka off camera. I just didn't want to say it on camera because I didn't want to put Tonka in that position on camera. But they never admitted to having sex on camera. I never heard that. Yeah. Let me say that.
I don't remember hearing that.
Maybe I already knew, and that's what the issue was.
But I made sure I took good notes because I rewound it. They said they did everything up to having sex, which we now know both of them lied.
Right.
So I put a note to that. We did see Oliver at the gig with Kaleidoscope. Now Oliver invited Willa out to the Kaleidoscope to help him design his hair, to get her in good with the Kaleidoscope people and all of this stuff. Berlin calls at Oliver to ask him if everything is okay with them because they're gonna see each other tomorrow and all of this bullshit. And then I wrote down, Willa goes on this big thing. Oh, Oliver, we're good. I like you, Oliver. We vibe. I love your vibe, Oliver. I love your energy. She said all of that to Oliver. They both mutually said, I'm glad neither one of us have a problem with each other. Mm-hmm. What changed between that and not the next day, but the confessionals that was filmed sometime after? I need a clue on. We'll get to that when we get there. Anything about that scene? I'm sorry, I don't mean to skip through.
Is this when Berlin called?
Yes.
Okay.
So to take a side note to answer your question, it seems like Willa is still stuck on that meat market situation where she feels like Oliver shaded her. It seems like she's stuck with that. And do I feel like what Oliver said was shady? Yes. Do I feel like it was worth you like totally flipping when y'all was supposedly building a friendship? I mean, I can't speak for Willa, but from the outside looking in, it does seem a bit much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Not a mouthful.
Sorry to talk to your mouth is full.
Get your life together.
I'm sorry.
That call from Berlin was strange, and I understood that, and I absolutely understood why Oliver would be side-eyeing the situation. I would have been side-eyeing it as well.
I'd have been side-eyeing it as well. I'd have been like, why is she coming to me?
Right. You ain't been calling me all this time. You calling me to ask me if I'm okay about a situation that happened 4 months ago. Girl, bye.
That's because that was another one of those. J. Twan tapped her on the leg and said, "Go make the phone call."
Right. Exactly.
That's what that was.
That was
exactly what that was. Go make this phone call. So when we act out tomorrow, it has some context to what the hell's going on. Oh.
So the next scene was Tonka having his surgery. I have nothing for this except the fact that Kane was there. Jay Moore, for all his crying, was not invited.
No. See, again, you make us. We didn't. He never said that he didn't invite Jay Moore. Jay Moore wasn't there. Maybe Jay Moore had to work. The surgery was in the middle of the day.
Might be right. You might be right. He might have been at work. Let me take that back. But he wasn't there.
He wasn't.
We did
I'm
get
surprised
the Kane.
You didn't take that. Now, see, you've been shading Kane all this time about not having a job. Here was the perfect time to shade him about not having a job. He had time to be there in the middle of the day because he wasn't doing nothing. See, you be missing the cues.
I'm sorry, broke ass, no having job ass Kane was his ass there because he got a job nowhere in the fucking America.
My God,
ain't got a job nowhere in the fucking America, but you got time to be there.
I need some.
I mean, but if your job is trying to cash in on somebody who has something going on, you need to be doing your 9 to 5, being there when they get out of surgery. So you gonna make everything, you gonna move heaven and earth to be your ass there because your only job is to make that person seem like you like them so you can suck everything out of them. We get to Kane's sex toy party. Praise God.
Okay.
We start off with because
I say that whole party was a shit show from beginning to end.
Right.
Can we just...
There was like from beginning to end, everybody it's like Rico was saying, or it was either Rico or Kane said it. It's like everybody took this party as their time to address any and every fucking thing that they ever felt like they wanted to address. So I wrote them all down because you people forced me to take goddamn notes. The first confrontation was between Kendra and Kane because Kendra told Kane, why the fuck is you trying to shade me and mention me when you doing reviews for this show and you never met me a day in your goddamn life and you had a whole bunch of shit to say about me? Kane, puss ass, soft ass, ain't got no hands ass, did what he always did, backed the fuck down and said, oh, you're right. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I didn't, girl. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Okay. Anything on that confrontation?
No.
The next confrontation.
I like Kendra's outfit. And when Troy, the best part for me was T.S. Low Kendra at this whole shindig. And then when Troy approached the house and he was walking up the stairs and getting himself together, and he did this, and he took his fake hair, his imaginary hair, and flipped it back and did like this, and then walked at the door. Sent me to glory. I don't care about nobody else. That's the shit.
He did.
I said, this baby said, like he had a long.
He had to get it together.
But I realized that Kendra, that Kane knew he wanted no parts of little Kendra, so he backed up.
Kendra would have whooped his hand.
Yeah, every which way.
Like wrong man.
She would walk him like the dog he walked. She'd walk him like the dog he walked. I'm sorry.
Then we had Seven, who confronts Lil Wayne. Not Lil Wayne. She confronted Wayne.
The pain.
About, and Wayne confronted her. I forgot what it was about, but I remember they talked about.
He said he didn't respect her transition.
Right. And he also talked about her saying, drop your location, when he had the situation with Dominique. And I wrote down that she called Kendra Martin Luther Kendra.
Listen, yes. And when I tell you that Kendra had me dying this whole episode, when she looked at that camera
and she said, Oliver is
fighting. Baby.
No, wait. I'm gonna tell you the part that Kendra did it for me. You know the part where Kendra did it for me? When this whore came back in that house with them bags of potato chips in her titties, girl, I lost.
Talk about I
got out.
Come get your snack. Come get your snack.
Girl, I fell the fuck out. When that bitch came back in that house and had them goddamn chips in her titties, baby, I was sitting on the glory. I went on the glory right there.
There's a thin line. When Kendra is drinking, there's that point where she's hilarious. That is where you stop her. Don't let her take another drink, because in that pocket, she's hilarious. It's the problem is when she keep drinking, then she become a mean drunk. But when she's in that little pocket right there, baby.
She's like Shaka. Shaka, when she taking drugs and alcohol, you got to have her in that perfect equilibrium so she can get on stage and sing the house down. But you give her a drop of drugs over or a drop of liquor over that, and Shaka can't sing no more.
How did we get here? Nobody here. How did we get this Shaka?
I mean, she gonna give you lyrics from the back of the fan and all.
It's the fact that all of us was like, wait, Shaka Khan?
Shaka Khan.
So after that, we had Berlin, who started up with Oliver because Oliver ain't give her a hug. She was just looking for a reason.
When I say this was the most
it could have been anything. She was looking for a reason.
I have ever seen in my entire life. He said, I came in and spoke to everybody. And she leaned in for a hug, and I was startled because I wasn't expecting it.
Because her breath would stink.
And her breath stank. I said, Oliver, you know.
Don't say nothing about that girl's breath. My God, on today.
I mean, it could have been the makeup too, because the makeup would have scared me too. But that's a whole other story.
I don't think she had on much makeup though.
I don't know what she had on, but it was all.
Tracy, you gonna leave Wayne the pain alone, okay? Leave that man alone. All right, leave him alone.
But Jay Twan then saw his cue and activated. Because let's be clear. Jay Twan saw the writings of the wall on the wall early. He saw it early on. And Jay Twan said, I've been looking for this moment the whole season. So everything that I wanted to do all fucking season long, I'm gonna get all of that shit out tonight. Please be clear. And he went on this whole, on this trip and journey to get to get it all out. Every single time he got it all out. Now you warned us, Ebby. You absolutely warned us. You told us, Ebby, that
this young man was on, showed his ass unexpectedly every time he was in front of the camera. It was always something crazy off the wall. It came out of nowhere. They was at that pajama party at their house, and he went the fuck off on everyone. Everybody was stunned. Nobody. I went back and rewatched that episode because I just did not. To this day, years later, still don't understand why he flipped that hard. But the evidence that of his personality that he showed on that season is what is the precipice of what happened on this season, because everybody knew that this is your calling card. This is how you act. And so nobody wanted to engage with him because they knew you for your works and the fruit that you left behind on that last season. So finally, when you got to this is the now or never, because this is the end, is when you decided you're going to take your moment and show your ass with every single body. For every episode that you have been in, you have tried to jumpstart, try to engage one of the cast members in some kind of kerfuffle, scrapple, altercation this whole season, and nobody wanted to engage with you because they saw how you acted before. And so this was your prime opportunity to get out here and show your whole booty cheeks for no good reason, because nobody said nothing to you, nobody did anything to you, nobody did anything to Berlin for you to act like. Nobody did
something to Berlin with that goddamn makeup she had on. That's who did something. That's her problem. Her fault and her issue is with the maker of that makeup and whoever applied it to her face. Anyway, Oliver tried to leave. And
again, when you hear that, your first mind telling you
should have left.
Separate yourself from the situation. That's the Holy Spirit. Listen to it. Get yourself out of the situation.
And then he says he came back because his boss Andario told him to come back. Shout out to Andario. Jet Wan and Berlin, they tried to be.
Oh God. My God.
At this point, he will always be Jet Wan. Jet Wan and Berlin tried to leave, and then they didn't leave. And then we were sent to church by Archbishop, Pastor Deacon Lil Kendra, who took the people to church and had her whole sermon where she talked about everybody got a job, and if we all work together, we can get it done. I just was waiting for somebody on the organ to start playing.
Mother had a word for the
Listen, Lil Kendra, you missed your calling. You're supposed to be in somebody's Baptist church, primitive Baptist church, and that giving people everything they need next Sunday morning. I'm just all she needed was the organ. That's all she needed. Listen, I will cash out somebody who can take that scene and put an organ behind Lil Kendra. Just clip that one scene with Lil Kendra and put an organ behind her and have the people shouting. I'm just telling you what I know. I have a good shout in my house and cash out that person. I'm just saying.
My God.
Anyway. Listen, Ray V, my notes are not written. Listen, my notes are written real shady. I'm trying to clean it up while I read them. So then Willa says, oh, everybody else activating. Why can't I activate? This like Voltron, and we all wanted a little tiger from Voltron, and we're activating.
Come on,
so Willa gets up. I don't even know who she was going to fuck off on at that point. This was before. This is before she went off on Jet Wan.
I'll fuck up everybody in here. And she said, everybody who? Everybody the fuck who? Because who did that? That's what that was. Because Kane was getting upset and he said, I'll fuck all of y'all up. And she was like, oh, who? Who put a name on it? And that's all it took.
She saw her moment and Mama said, well, here we go. She did like she did at that party last season at Ike House, where I'm still trying to figure out what
I
triggered
don't know
her
what she was upset
at
about
my
at White House
house.
Her
either.
grandmother. She
Her
explained
grandmother,
that.
yeah,
Her grandmother.
that was right when her
Okay, but
grandmother was
this
She was
ain't
dealing
that.
with the grief
ready
of
to
her
pass away.
grandmother.
Are we still dealing with grief now?
Yes,
No,
grief.
now she just said she was sick of it. If you're going, but you talking about something, you'll fuck everybody up. Put a name on it. Who is everybody? Listen, I'd have done the same thing. I don't like when people speak in
No,
absolutes. I don't
because
like it.
everybody who you finna
Right.
say?
Like when Abby say we don't care, and I be like, no, you don't care. That's why I always correct. I don't like that. You don't care. Yeah. So you talking about you gonna slap somebody? Who you slapping, bruh? Put a name on that
I'm
shit.
gonna slap you. I dare you to slap me back.
And I will.
And we
I'm just
will.
gonna
And
fall
then
on
at
the
that
ground
point,
and be
and that's
paralyzed.
when the
We
fight
need to
goes
be
All
down.
I'm gonna do
slapping
is fall on the
hoes.
ground and be paralyzed because I'm gonna let you fight me and then send you to jail and sue you. I'm just gonna
Friend,
let you beat me down. You gonna beat me down. The
friend,
story will be told that you fucked me up and beat my ass. I'm just telling you.
friend, he been calling that man Jet Wan this whole
He's gonna be Jet Wan from now until
I don't give a frick fact fuck.
oh, we were right there. We were right at frick frack frickety frickety frack fuck. Listen, if Jet Wan don't turn that into a song, because when he got in that confessional and he said frickety frickety frack fuck, bitch,
But
Right.
look,
I think it's funny. So it's funny to
look,
me. So
but
it's gonna
look,
be frick
funny
frack
as
fuck. That's
hell.
funny to me.
what had me losing my mind was watching Jay eat them. That nigga said, I'm ready to go. Where'd the
No,
chips
that was
come
after
from?
the picture came in with the potato chips and her titties, and that's where he got the potato chips. Cause she came in with all them chips and her titties.
He said, Taka, I'm ready to go.
He said,
Oh my
"Taka, are you
God.
ready?" He was in the
Oh my
confessional.
God. Like, I need you to know. The episode started off hella slow. It was real
oh,
kumbaya. It
But
felt
when
like a
we came
season
fight, when we
finale.
came
he got
fighting
his
with
notes. Hold
everything.
on, we gonna hear his notes. What your notes say, Pooh? What your notes say? Because I know you got some.
I do
I
got
do.
no. Listen, if they don't do nothing else this season, this party
Want to
or
get
this
his
chain get together was everything. It made up for the whole fucking season. Let me tell you.
friend
All
going to
right.
get his notes, y'all.
So
This
now
season,
we are at the point where Willa addresses Jet Wan. She go off on Jet Wan, and Jet Wan unsheaths and unveils Frick Frack Fuck. And there is a song in the make. Sir, if you don't go make a song out of that and make all kinds of money off of Frick Frack Fuck, you
Because when
sir,
I
are
tell you,
gonna
funny
y'all could never have me on the
song
cast. Because
off
when
of
they're
it if
mad,
you
I'm going to
don't.
be laughing.
because
What
it's
I'm here for. I promise you, I'm gonna download it. Jet Wan, you better
Oh,
go make.
another fly hat, by the way.
Loretta, did you see Jonathan's comment?
What do you think?
He said, well, it's going to change.
Well, that's why I guess that's why I ain't married.
Oh, there it is.
And Raven, I was doing stuff. I know I'm late. I was finishing the episode while I was doing stuff though.
So, Dominique then activated because everybody's activating. Everybody saw their opportunity. So Dominique says, "Oh, you
Hey,
got
ho, who
something
you
to say
talking to?
about Frick Frack Fuck," and he activated, which then triggered Troy. So Dominic is over here going off. Troy says, "Oh, I haven't had my time to shine tonight. Let me the fuck activate too, because I ain't really got no hands. Because I'm from the Panhandle of Florida where bitches can't fight and they talk a whole bunch of shit. So I'm gonna activate."
No, Troy got hand.
Yeah,
Troy,
act like I'm gonna fight when I really know I can't fight. Or
tell
kitchen
Teddy that's
inlet
not true because
getting
Troy
in
had
between me, and
hands
I ain't gonna do shit.
at that seafood dinner where Travis Ware was getting his plate while the people was fighting down to the seafood boil. And
Look.
he went out to the trunk and couldn't find his thing. So he took the champagne bottle and busted it on the sidewalk and was finna cut a bitch.
But what really
You
got me
know
though is because I get
Always dinner, but never doing. I know these girls for their works. I know these panhandle bitches for their works.
Not these panhandle bitches. Oh my god, I have no comment.
These bitches are from the panhandle of Florida. Them bitches like what's the guy named whatever Eric James guy who was on Chasing Dallas. Talk a whole lot of shit. They about fuck shit, but real girls do real things, and we ain't with the fuck shit. We'll get there later.
Well,
in my notes.
What had me rolling to so when Oliver and here's the thing, I don't know Oliver personally, please don't get mad at me. I know Oliver through Birdland Shade.
We may not be there yet. We on frick frack fuck.
No, this was before frick frack fuck. Okay. Remember when they first went out the first time because Oliver didn't give Birdland a hug?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What had me going about Jatwan is that man had his whole booty out. I was ready to fight everybody.
He had a cod piece like he was on Just Like Candy from Cameo. All it needed to be was red. Tell me he didn't look like he needed a high top fade because he had a whole cod piece on.
I said this man's whole booty out and he wanted to fight everybody right now. You don't want to wait a little bit or change or nothing. Just like I literally wasn't ready. When I tell you I wasn't ready, I was not. Again, the episode was cute. I fall in love with Jay and more. I love Jay. And then we got the frick frack fuck.
Frick frack fuck is the whole
I'm talking about everybody got mad at that. Everybody did this.
Fuck and this organ. Somebody has better give me Lil Kendra with an organ behind her because I need that in my life. So then while we are at the precipice of this impending melee, we get the confessional where Oliver tells us that Kane is taking advantage of his body. Kane is inappropriately touching him. Kane is doing the most. He's telling Kane, please don't touch me. I don't want you to touch me. Your man is literally standing 2 feet away from me. And your man is 5 times my size and can beat both of us down in a single hit. You should not be touching me, sir. He don't give a shit because he's drunk as hell and he's a whole ass whore. And whole ass whores with a lot of alcohol. I can't escape. I don't know. Maybe he done had something else too, but I'm just going to say it's the alcohol. I'm not going to say that young man had a bump too. I'm just going to say he had alcohol. And Oliver says,
why you always trying to put somebody on drugs?
I didn't. Also, Raven, I was not ready to see that man's ass.
Not just say, I'm not going to say the man had a bump. Did I not just say that?
But we know
drugs are fun. Well, certain drugs.
Implication of that's strong.
I said the man didn't have a
real heavy implication. But could keep going with your notes, honey.
Oliver said he made it clear to Kane that he didn't want to be touched. He also said that Kane said to him that he should have chose Oliver instead of Tonka. I'll let y'all go from there.
Okay, so at the top of the season, King Kane came in post Mr. Twix's BBL surgery. So I'm trying to figure out where Tonka came in. Now, also with that being said, Kane is clearly a nigga, and niggas love to chase. They don't like to hold on to, but they will chase all day long. They will do stupid stuff. Like, I'm not making you a picnic unless you're folding my laundry. And there's many. That's a lot of effort to not take serious. So I don't really understand like how at a party and mind you, it's not even so much. Yes, it was inappropriate, but like nigga, there's a whole argument going on, and you want some booty?
Like when you're a whore. That's drunk. These things happen. As our resident whore who likes to drink, I'm telling you, it could be a whole melee going on over there. I'm gonna touch your dick. I might stick my finger in your booty hole. I don't know.
Evan, you can't call me a whore no more.
When you can't call me a whore no more. And a whore together, these things happen. Just
I'm
that
not.
one.
I'm not. Ebony calls me a whore all the time. It's not me. I don't. My brain will be on the fight. Like, who about to fight? We about to fight? Like,
The fight not interested me. But if I see something I like and you ain't paying attention and you paying more attention to the fight than you is me, I might grab a piece of the rock. Get a
But
piece of
here's
the
the thing,
rock.
Teddy. Once that person has said, "Don't touch me," you're not
Oh,
gonna
then
do
I'm not gonna touch you no more. See, that's the difference. If you say you don't want it, baby, I'm on to the next piece of peen, the next piece of ass, or whatever it is. If you don't want it, I don't want it either. I'm not into that whole situation.
right. So the word for today is consent.
Right. There must be consent.
There must be
There
consent. And
must
just
be
because I
consent.
gave you consent on Tuesday does not mean you have consent
Exactly.
on Thursday. Please.
Exactly.
Once I say stop touching me, then you should
Then you need to
immediately stop
stop.
touching me.
Is this not the quote of my channel? No means no, and yes means no. I say it all the time. There is a reason. No means no, and yes means no.
because I've been in situations where we start the yes turn into a no.
Ooh, yes. And that yes could really mean no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
And Deidre, you're right. The whole party was about sex, so I don't even know how we ended up in a whole argument. I mean, it was. I went from a dick on Kendra's face to
Rico told us we were here for dildos and butt plugs. Rico told us. Rico says, I came here for dildos and butt plugs.
Yeah.
You fuckers are ruining a good time.
Listen,
yeah.
I don't care.
I don't know.
I don't care if the whole party is about sex. Once I tell you to stop touching me, stop touching me. I don't give a fuck if people are fucking right next to us. Once I have taken away my consent, take your hands off me before I do something to you.
Ravine says she says it all the time. Say it with me, people. No means no, and yes means no. Just saying. So then, according to the notes, just according to the copious notes that we've taken,
I love it.
We then go outside. J.L. Moore, we got another confrontation because the night is about confrontations. J.L. Moore confronts Jet Wan about Wayne telling Kane that about Jet Wan telling Wayne that Kane is problematic.
Well, first things first, I have on the full armor of J. Moore.
Oh wow.
Because when he said I love that nigga when he said that.
Not the full armor of J. Moore.
When he said that, oh my god, y'all don't know. I needed every minute of that episode. Again, Jatwan, he just seems very confrontational.
This was his moment. He had been trying to have confrontations all season long, and he took this time. He saw what was going to happen early and took his moment. He's in his glory.
Okay, press pause. Miss Deidre, what does that mean? Walking into an orgy, grow up. What does that mean?
Apparently,
there was no orgy going on.
Comment on the screen. What does that mean? I need to know.
There was no orgy going on. Trust me, I would have been here for all kinds of orgies.
It was a sex party, not an orgy. That's two different
things.
No.
It was not a sex party. It was a sex toy party.
I'm sorry.
It was a party for
sex
toys.
No, you're right. It was a sex toy party. You are correct.
And also, too, I thought it was going to be a good day because Troy walked in with a full hair flip and strut. I said, this man is magical. I said, this nigga's magic. It's on my notes.
Hair and pushed it behind his ears.
And took a deep and then he did the Blanche Devereaux where he took a deep breath because Blanche Devereaux taught you that when you take a deep breath, it thrusts your breast forward. So he did the hair flip, took a deep breath so as to thrust his breast forward, and baby, he went into the room.
Hollering.
Was ready.
I have been.
I live, Troy. I live.
Yes. No. So. And also, as all this is going on, why are we still picking on this nigga Wayne? And why, aren't they done doing whatever they're doing? Why are we outside talking about this? He don't manage her. She don't manage him. it's not a good thing. Y'all both done lost stuff. Let's move forward. Like y'all fought about this at the barbecue.
The Wayne argument was real ancillary at this point. I don't think any of us, even when they had the argument, we were looking like, girl, we're not here for this. I will say that after J.M. Moore addressed Jet Wan, and then Wayne came over there and everything, that's when we got my epic scene that I talked about earlier with Kendra coming in with the titties full of chips that sent me on the glory. Praise God. Jet
Also on my notes.
Jet Wan then addresses Dominique, who's outside with him, and they start to get into it. Jet Wan activated, Dominique activated, and Troy, not to be left behind because he had already put his proverbial hair behind his ears and thrust up his titties, was not going to be left out of this scene. So he got into it and was doing all this and talk about what he was not going to do. And girl, I channeled Willa said it right after I did watching the episode, because Willa then was in the confessional like, girl, y'all talking all this noise about who gonna beat what, and ain't a damn person touched a single person yet. Real girls do real things. And fucking up, listen, if I am Troy and somebody is over there, if it's me and Abby somewhere and somebody over there arguing with Abby, and I get to the point where I don't want to hear no more arguing with my dog, while you over there paying attention to Abby, I'm coming across you with 2 to the head, 3 to the body. You ain't gonna know what happened. And simultaneously, when you throw your attention to me, Abby's coming back with 3 to the head, 4 to the body, because that's how this goes. Because real girls do real things. We ain't got all this talking and bullshit and all this pointing and shit. Girl, you're from the Panhandle. Come your ass down to South Florida with that shit, and bitch, your ass will get drugged. I'm sorry, Abby, go ahead.
Stay out the Panhandle. I would just like the record to reflect. At one point, Willa had a super cute bob, and by the time it was over with, her real hair was snatched up into a ponytail.
It was. It was.
When I say she is me, because this hair would have in the car, and my hair would have been. Say what? Who said?
Hey, Miss Ratchet.
Hey, but you know you got to put your hair. You got to put that hair back so you be ready. If a bitch want to fight, she had to got that hair ready. Like, bitch, oh y'all want it? I'm ready.
And what's funny is I've been falling more and more in love with Willa too. Like I like it's weird as all these ladies have these gifts and talents, and somehow they like it's like Love and Hip Hop, where it's like they think they have to quote unquote turn up to make a good TV show. But it's like, no, like you girls are like genuinely talented, like genuinely.
Oh,
especially Tonka's whole entrance at the show.
I wouldn't have seen that entrance because it happened at 6 a.m, and I would not.
Yeah. First off, it would have been a great YouTube playback.
I would have been right there asleep. I told you I would have been right there, laid on top of both Troy and Dominique. Baby, we would have been laid out on that fucking couch. I'm telling you now.
Ain't no way no show should be going on that late, especially if I ain't get no paper. Nah.
So as the melee is ensuing between Jet Wan and Troy and Dominique on the side, and everybody cussing and pointing at each other, and ain't not one fist being swung, ain't not one person being touched, except for the people who are fake trying to pull the people away that ain't really fighting. In the midst of all of that, we see over here, I forgot who was in between. I think it was Kendra was in between Kane and Oliver, and Kane swung at Oliver first. Now, shout out to production for making sure that they showed that part. I thought I saw Kane swing at Oliver first.
You didn't see that. That's what you saw. But
that's what you saw.
Oliver said on his live, he said that he hit Kane first because Kane hit him. Once again, Kane grabbed his ass. He told Kane, if you touch me again, I'm going to punch you. Kane did it again. Oliver punched him. And what we saw, because the cameras were focused on the other almost fight.
Oh, okay, I got you.
We saw when we saw Kane hitting Oliver, that was Kane hitting Oliver back.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
So Oliver hit Kane. and Kendra was in the middle. I think it was Kendra.
And Kendra
Kane
spun out the
swung back
way,
at
and them
Oliver.
hoes went at it. She spun right out of it like she was tickling her. I said,
Yeah, Kendra was like, nope. No. Kendra said, girl, no. Girl, I got these titties here. They are sitting. Y'all ain't finna fuck my shit up. No, ma'am. And got out the way. Oliver
and then
did.
Kendra said, Oliver is fighting.
Maybe when I tell you that
Listen,
every
I had
time.
her water bottle. She said, Oliver is fighting.
Oh, that wasn't water.
That was
In
a
a
I
water bottle. In a
can't.
bottle.
Yeah,
In a
water
water
bottle.
bottle.
No, I know.
Oliver's fighting.
I'm so mad at y'all right now.
It was so funny.
Well, in the words of Miss Rico, I blame me.
Oliver had
Wayne said he felt bad for the bush.
Oliver had that good Lauderhill come out of him. He was over there fight like he was from Lauderhill, or as we call it down south, Lauderhood, because them hoes are hood as hell over in Lauderhill in Broward County.
The hoes are hood, man.
The nigga jumped out of that white woman.
Right, the white woman. When Kendra said not the white woman fighting. Baby, not the white woman fighting.
Tracy said, I blame Nicole Ray Wig.
Not the spirit
I'm not doing
Ray
this
jumped
with
into
people.
Oliver from the wig, and that's funny.
I'm not doing this with you people.
My God,
I don't think y'all know. Like when I tell you I needed that episode today, I needed that episode today.
It was a lot.
No, what I did not like was this whole Willa talking about, well, that's what you get to Oliver. And I was like, that was real bad timing.
It felt like Willa's been holding an ought.
Yeah. And that's why I highlighted.
She tried to stuff it down and keep it pushing and keep it cute. But she felt
that's why I highlighted that scene when they was at the kaleidoscope when she said she ain't had no problem with Oliver. She said, me and Oliver good. I ain't got no problem with you. We got a good vibe. I'm glad we ain't got no problem with each other. But then, and even if I got a problem with you, let's be clear, I don't like a lot of people, but I'm never going to say you got what you deserved or that's what you get if you tell me you were sexually assaulted or somebody violated you. That's not the time for me to be like, well, girl, you got what you get. That's the wrong place, bad timing.
You are
because if the shoe were on the other foot and somebody had did that to Willa and Oliver had said that about her, there would be pitchforks outside his goddamn house. Like that was very disrespectful. That was not cool at all for Willa to say that. And it makes you seem, for all of the good love and goodwill that people got, now you just look real fake. Now, if I'm somebody looking at you, Willa, I can't try to be friends with you because you in the scene before was just saying, I ain't got no problem with you. We good. I like your vibe. And now you in confessionals talk about, oh, you got what you get. Girl, what is it? Girl, what is it?
So to answer Tracy's question, Willa knew because everybody knew that night. And even the next day, Willa called to check on Oliver. So all of that was done before her confessional. So when Willa did her confessional, she was very much aware that that Oliver was accusing Kane of SA. That was very well known. So I don't know. Like I said, I like Willa, but I think it's very reckless of Willa to equate what happened to Oliver as if he deserved it, as if he did something to warrant it because of what he did to her and shading her. Even if he, like, I mean, I think his comment was shady at the meat market, but to equate the two, I'm just not sure. I find that I'm disappointed that she would stand 10 toes down on that.
Right.
Like I expected,
because again, that green screen was done after. I did too. Especially, I mean, and I know we don't like to cross what people say on their lives, but one thing that Oliver said in his live was that Willa had also complained about Kane being handsy with her.
Mm-hmm.
So for her to have said that Kane was handsy with her, and for her to still take that stance, I don't know.
So what it feels like is that Willa, in between what happened that night and her confessional, somebody gave her some different information in regards to maybe Oliver and Kane's situation, relationship, whatever it is that they had going on, that have caused her to have that attitude in her confessional. Because it's months in between when the incident actually went down and the confessional. So I don't know.
Still feel like
I don't know what happened that would cause her to feel that way.
And I still feel like it was unneeded, unwarranted. Like you didn't have that. That was not needed to me. I felt like you should have, if you felt some kind of way, have that conversation with your good Judy. But to put that in a confessional when you know that's going to see the light of day, that was kind of reckless to me. The last thing I wrote in my notes was the fact that Kane admitted that he did say
he
that
he admitted
he
it.
should have chose Oliver instead of Tonka. He admitted.
He also admitted that he was touching on Oliver because he said, I don't understand. On Tuesday, it's okay, but today it's not. And what changed between Tuesday and today? I don't understand the problem. So he's admitting that he did put his hands on Oliver. And what changed is that Oliver said no. On Tuesday, he was with it for whatever reason. Don't know, don't care, not my business. But by Friday, Thursday, whenever this took place, he said no. That's the difference. He said no.
And the other thing about it is, and I hate to be this guy, but I just don't understand. Tonka, I just don't understand it. Baby, listen. You have had so many signs, writing, shit that slapped you in the face. It is no way imaginable that somebody, because at this, I don't know how far along they were in their relationship at this time in when this happened. But let's be clear. If you my man and you over here grabbing somebody so much so to the point where they're fighting you and they're saying that you're telling them that you should have chose them over me, baby, it ain't a whole lot to talk about after that. There's not a whole lot back from that.
Right. So two things, right? Tracy said, because Tonka said that Kane didn't touch Oliver, which that's just, I'm gonna come back to that. And then Nene said if Oliver had said that about Willa, it would be so much backlash, and that is true. If that had been Willa in this situation saying that she put her hands on Kane because Kane was touching her inappropriately, and if Oliver had said, "Oh well, that's what you get. You shaded me a couple of weeks ago, and you just getting back. That's your karma," which is really, she said that's his karma. Do you know how? Right, everybody will be canceling Oliver right now.
Yeah,
everybody. Now, to be fair, the cast right now is genuinely pretty much split in half. You have the Kane crew, and then you've got the Oliver. I won't even say Oliver has a crew, but Kendra said that it happened. Rico said that it happened. And it was somebody else off the top of my head. I don't remember, but I know for a fact that Kendra and Rico both said it happened. We saw it. We heard it. We heard you tell him to stop. We heard you say no. We heard, so for Kane, and again, I love Tonka. I do, but Tonka, girl,
if you like it, I love it. But let me tell you something. El Teddy 27, it's no way. It's no fucking way. You talk about a fight. The first time I heard, because if Oliver's saying this shit out loud, Tonka, you and other people had to hear that. Even if it's my friends are gonna come to me and be like, "Bitch, did you hear Oliver tell your man not to touch him no more?" Like, my friends are gonna come to me and tell me that shit.
We figured as much, Rico. I figured the lights was hot and you up there dancing and cutting food and shaking your ass.
Yeah,
and
we
your
knew you
girl
were
off.
sweat.
We expect you to be covered in sweat, beloved. We expect it.
But listen, I and like you said, really became admitted that it happened. So for all of the people saying it did, he admitted that it happened. He also admitted that he told Oliver that he should have chose him over Tonka. He admitted that as well.
He said it. He said it.
Whether or not you believe he was being truthful or not, he said that. My man is not telling the next man who I know he's had sexual relations with that kind of shit. What the fuck kind of book? Oh my God. I just, it sickens me.
Rico pulled out his notes last night on the live. He pulled out his notebook and he said that's exactly what happened. So my thing is this: Rico and Oliver are not enemies, but they're not best friends. Rico and Oliver and Kendra have had their ups and downs over the years. They have no reason to lie for Oliver if it didn't happen. You understand what I'm saying? Kane has every reason in the world to lie and say he didn't do it. Oliver doesn't have any reason to lie and say it did happen. He has no reason to lie. So I don't understand why it's a debate. You know, again, let's take chasing out of it. Let's take all of the personalities out of it. It goes back to the basic. When a victim says something happened to them, why is it a debate? We have seen Oliver for the last 5 years that he has been on this show. Oliver has shown all the restraint in the world. There have been plenty of opportunity that if Oliver wanted to pop off, Oliver could have popped off. He had plenty of space and opportunity multiple times with multiple people. He has been able to hold it together and maintain all these. You've got to say to yourself, what pushed him over the edge? What made him say, boom, boom, boom? You know what I'm saying? What made Oliver...
And really, B, you know me. From the time I started reviewing this show, you know me, I've never been an Oliver fan. And you know, really, you know, I've never been an Oliver fan. But I gotta call it like it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta call it like it is.
Rico said he didn't just touch Oliver. See, that's the kind of.
But we've seen throughout the season where Kane has touched Oliver. We've seen several times where Oliver say, "Boy, stop playing with me. Don't touch me." We've seen that on camera.
Oh, Tony said it too. Oh, well, then I definitely know. I mean, not that I questioned it. I never questioned it because I never felt like Oliver had any reason to lie. But if because Tony has been staying out of all the shit all season. So for Tony to say no, it happened, and she's still very good friends with Tonka. To my knowledge, they're still very good friends. And for her to be like, nah, bro, it happened. Yeah. And at the end of the day, listen, at the end of the day, Tonka, if that's your man and you're going to stick beside him, fine. But, if you don't admit it to nobody else, admit it to yourself. If he did it, he did it. Well, not if. He did it.
Now, and I'm going to say this,
now,
Tonka.
If you're going to stick with your business.
If you going to stick with him, that's you. But let's be clear, Tonka. In the sweet by and by, when the shit goes south, don't come on no lives crying. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm not gonna try. Now, some of these other people gonna hear it. They're gonna cry with you. They're gonna boo-hoo. Baby, I'm gonna be looking at you like, girl, you wanted it and you got it. Don't come over here with the fuck shit because I don't give a damn. I'm just telling you how I'm coming at it.
Now, Tony said Berlin told her that Kane did it. So Berlin,
and y'all know Berlin don't have no. Listen, Berlin don't have no reason to defend Oliver.
So once again, about Tonka, you can't want more than what they want for themselves. They got to learn that.
Listen, if Tonka
got to learn the lesson on her own, ain't nothing you can do.
If Tonka is
present evidence.
We have listen in our lifetime at this age that I am, and El Teddy, don't you say nothing about my age.
I didn't say a goddamn thing. You said your age. Your age.
Well, you don't say nothing. You don't say nothing.
I don't have to say anything. You said it for me.
You don't say nothing.
I don't have to.
Shut up.
You can't shut me up on my platform. This is my channel. You said you old. I didn't say you old. You old.
Like I said, like I said, like I said, and this is
You
real
ain't
talk.
said nothing
We've
yet.
we've all been on both sides of that. We've either been that fool in love or we've had the friend that's the fool in love. And one thing that I would say to all of Tonka's friends, one thing I would say to all of Tonka's friends, just be there if and when it happens that we all feel like it's gonna happen. Just be there. Don't throw it in his face. Her,
But
excuse
really
me.
be, really
Don't throw.
be
Wait a
on the
minute,
other
please. Let
side
me
of that.
finish. Let me finish, please. Don't throw it in her face. Don't say I told you so. And I'm saying this for a reason. I'm saying this for a reason because she needs to feel like she has a safe space. She needs to feel like she has a safe space. So just be a friend. You can feel how you feel because again, we done all been there. We done either been the love, we done either been the fool in love, or we done been there for the fool in love. And some of us have been both. You
But here's
know.
the deal, really be. Here's the deal. That sounds good, but when you are that person, what you don't want to do is alienate your friends. What you don't want to do is get to the point with your friends where you basically gotten them to a level where they don't want to have any parts of you. Even if you say I want to be a fool in love, there's a way to
That is
do
literally
that.
what I just
So
said.
it's not to
That is literally
hey,
that is
ma'am.
literally
I have a
what
mic
I just
too.
said.
I have a mic. Let me
That is
turn my mic up.
literally
I
you
have a
just
mic
wanted
too.
to say something
See?
because that is
No, what
literally
I'm saying
what I
is,
just said.
I feel like, and we talk about
Is this is what we're doing now? We're just talking directly
yes,
into
we're
the
talking
mic.
into
Get your
the
Should I
mic.
get mine too?
talking into the
You
microphone.
should probably get your mic too, honey.
Talk
God
into the
damn.
microphone.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah, this is what we do.
This is
We
what
talk in a deep voice
we're
into the microphone. Talking to the microphone. Anyway, but what I'm saying, we
Here's
talked
something that
earlier
is
really be
very
about
wrong
the
with the
fact
both of
that
you.
Jaya Moore is at the point where he doesn't want any more dealings with his friend. And my point is, you as a friend in dealing with whoever you're with don't want to get to the point where you alienate your friends so much that there's no comeback after things go blow up, and now you're left
Again,
destitute.
literally what I just said.
That's not what you said.
Literally.
You said the friends should be there
Literally.
regardless. When he gets there, the friends just need to be there. That's what you said. That's what you said.
What we're saying is that even if they get to the point where you like, I don't want to deal with it anymore, you know, whatever, still be waiting there as as the safe place to be for when it all falls down. Even if listen, because you get tired. You don't want to see your friend with the black eye. You don't want to see your friend,
Just wanted to highlight
crying
that comment.
because he don't know how to keep his boyfriend don't know how to keep dick pants, and you don't want to leave. And the friend still in
It's
love with him
easy
and
to
don't
keep
want
your
to
dick in
leave,
your pants when
and they steady crying and cutting the fool. And if you have to um
it's very easy
excuse
to keep
yourself
your
out
dick
of the
in your pants
situation
when your
to the
dick is
point so that you can preserve stop that so you can preserve your sanity in this situation. You take a step back. You don't completely step off. Now I'm still here in the background. I'm gonna send you a couple texts every once in a while. You good? We good? Okay. All right. I'm here if you need me. You're not gonna engage in the everyday fool la la of whatever they got going on, but to just know now I'm your friend and I'm still here in the background. All you got to do is call my name and I'm coming. And then you
Just
can get
call,
all the
buddy.
you know what I'm saying? That's all you need to know. If you can't
all you
engage
got to do
and
is
be active in the
call
day-to-day foolishness with this
somebody.
relationship because it's too much for you and you're not going to sacrifice your mental health for their particular situation, then you take a step back. You don't step completely away. You just continue to let them know that I love you and I'm still here for you. I can't engage in the fool la la with you, but I'm still here. So
Now
when
y'all
things
don't
do
fight
fall
Rico.
down,
There
they
go Rico.
understand that
Everybody
I'm
got to have
still
their time.
here and all you got to do is
Rico.
call.
Okay, Mr. Rico.
Look at Rico. Everybody got to have their turn.
Excuse me. I mean,
Question is about being a friend.
It was a lot of love this episode. I feel like I hadn't seen a lot of the other ones, but I wasn't gonna. That's not for me to speak on.
Listen, I
But
don't know.
here,
I wasn't there.
but Rico, do you feel like Jay and you had the same relationship as Jay and Tonka? Y'all were as close, or did you think they were as close? So that when the stuff fell out with you and whatever the little boy name is, that he felt like he could come to you, or you could go to him. We was all together during this time. Okay.
Let me just say,
Well,
I didn't get none of the
different
dick.
situations
I ain't get
require
none of the
different
ass. So
responses.
I don't have a dog in the fight. I ain't get no dick. I ain't get no ass from none of these. I mean, I ain't want none from none of these people.
Why does that mean
But
you have to
still,
have
I
a dog in
don't.
the fight? Because nobody owes you any ass. That
Listen,
is
I don't look
just
for 3.75 inches. And I think Tonka's a big girl. That's a big girl. I don't know that 3.75 can penetrate anything over there. It can't do nothing for me. So what's this gonna do for Tonka? Girl, shut up, L. Teddy. Just shut up and drink your drink.
how did we get here? Nobody's supposed to be here.
Nobody.
Listen, we don't finish the episode.
Okay, so here's
Nobody
my
is supposed to be
thing,
here.
knowing that Jay has known you longer, listen, you got to know your friends and who and how to approach them about certain things. And if they know you and know how you're going to react if you come at them about your significant other. Because Rico, I love you, but you a Scorpio just like I do, and we don't.
And y'all Scorpios ain't wrapped tightly.
No, we not rat tight. We are
not.
I talk to you every day. What are we doing? Why are we acting like this is not a thing? Every day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judah. Thank you.
This nigga will call me.
Listen, my child is a Scorpio, and that bastard ain't wrapped tightly.
This nigga will call and curse me out because I didn't call her, but her phone worked too.
Listen, nigga, don't do that.
Exactly. These are the Scorpio tendencies that we're talking about. These are the Scorpio attributes that we are talking about.
First of all,
listen, sir, you down there with the dimples. Don't get a FaceTime later and get cussed out here because you want to show your ass on the panel.
Don't show up. Don't let El Teddy get you an ass whooping. That's all I got to say.
I'm good for getting people ass to me. I'm good. I ain't gonna even lie.
But you got, again, Rico, you got to know how to be able to approach certain friends. You know your friends and their temperaments and how you can approach them about certain things. Me and this little niglet down here with the dimples, when he get to acting the monkey, shut up. When he starts showing out and acting a monkey, I can call him and be like, "Hey, nigga, what are you doing? Get your life together.
Yeah,
the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yes. And I'm
going to talk to him just like that.
And Miss Ebony, I give her nothing but love. It's never tough love.
Now he's calling me Miss Ebony like I'm his elementary.
I'm glad that bad Billie Jean did bring that up.
Loretta, I don't have to talk to her like that.
I
don't have to talk to Loretta like that.
I do want to bring this up.
You have different approaches for different friends because their temperaments are different. Loretta, I ain't never had to call Loretta and be like, "Bitch, are you out of your fucking mind?" Never ever in my life have I felt the need to call Loretta and talk to her crazy like that, because that's a grown.
Let me say this.
I'm going to call if I feel like she done gone too far left. I'm going to call her and be like, "Girl, Loretta."
Let me say this.
That's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing.
We have harped on.
I'm always in the middle.
We have harped on the. Hold on 1 second. We have harped on Oliver and the sexual assault, but if we're being fair, this is the second time we've technically saw a domestic violence situation, and nobody has blinked an eye. Because
first of all, we didn't see a domestic violence situation. We heard about one.
We didn't see a domestic situation.
Well, no, if at the point where you are grabbing someone by the throat, that is domestic violence.
Who got grabbed by the throat? What are you talking about?
Kane got grabbed by the throat twice.
Tonka yoked
in
him
this,
up
so he didn't grab him by the throat. He grabbed him by his shirt and yoked him up.
Well,
didn't have a
no,
shirt
but
on.
this time it was by the throat. It wasn't no shirt.
He was
'cause he
standing.
grabbed
I
me
didn't
He
see.
was
I'm
standing
not
on
being
the
funny.
car.
I'm not being funny. I didn't see that. When did that happen?
when they were
Okay,
by the
so
car.
after the altercation between Oliver and Kane, and they separated them, and
Mhm.
they was standing in front. The car door was open. Kane was standing on the lip of the car,
And
and
Tonka grabbed
Tonka
him.
was telling him to calm himself down because he's steady screaming over top of Tonka at Oliver, like, nigga, I'll fuck you up, I'll fuck you up. And
And he
Tonka
grabbed him by the throat.
and
And
was like,
and Kane had to push his hand down. Kane said, "Don't grab me like that." Kane
said,
told him,
"Don't
"Don't
grab
grab me." He
and
did.
it was, listen, that's
Missed that.
that level of out of control anger is the point where you and your spouse would actually get into a physical. I've been there. I've seen
My
that.
thing, but my thing is with Tonka. You first of all, Tonka, you are post-op surgery, so you need to be removed from this whole situation anyway. Because when somebody's that angry and volatile, you don't know how they gonna flail out or
Right, and
whatever.
you fresh off the table, go somewhere and sit down.
In the stomach, and for all we know, bust a suture or something like that. So you didn't need to be in that situation anyway. Even if you were not in that situation and you were perfectly fine, I feel like with you being that much larger than him, there's a way you can maybe grab him, bear hug him so as to restrain. But when you grab somebody at their throat, I'm sorry, that's out of order, out of pocket. You can't be grabbing people by their throat. You just can't, especially because I say this to
Okay, there
as a
are
male
two,
teacher. Well,
two
let me say
different
this. Hold on
situations,
one second.
Teddy.
As a male teacher, I say this to young men all of the time, especially if they're a large young man. Listen, you are larger. And at the moment that you approach a girl or even another young man that's smaller than you, if you breathe hard, it's going to be seen as if you have violently assaulted them. And you have to know that and be prepared for that. So always be thinking about whether or not you're going to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be seen as, massively aggressive when you really weren't doing anything. And I think that Tonka, you're a large man. I'm not just talking about the way he's tall. He's a big guy. If you grab little ass Kane by the throat, that is assault. Period.
Well, I
And
just
my
want to
thing
say
about it is,
because of the situation. Because when they were at the pool party and he yanked up Kane, everybody was like, "Oh, well, all right, okay, all right." Everybody was like, "Well, yank me up then, nigga." But when it got to this seriously violent situation where altercation occurred, he did almost the exact same thing that he did at the pool party. It had a different connotation because at this point, Kane is so far gone.
but I think the difference
He could attack you at this point because he's so far gone. So you have to be very careful, especially with all the liquor that was involved in that particular situation.
But the other part of the situation,
and when he's so far gone, it's already gone to be a physical altercation. It's very easy for him to get back to that place.
But Ebbie, the part that we're missing is the same thing that we said with Oliver. If Oliver on one day said he consented and on the next day he said no, and that's sexual assault in the same manner, the reason that is different this time than the last time, in the first time, Kane acquiesced to it and Kane was okay with it. If
That's
Kane
what I'm
had
saying.
said,
That's what I'm saying.
Right, because if Kane in the first time had said no, don't grab me like that, that is also assault as well. And but this time, so the first time he said he was okay with it, and but this time he was like no. So we have a tale of two stories, and it's so funny because I haven't heard anybody until somebody just put it in the chat. I haven't heard anybody mention that part of it where that could absolutely be seen as a domestic violence situation. And I know some people may not like Kane. We may not even like Kane for what he did that night, but that doesn't absolve the situation from being domestic violence.
It does not. It doesn't. Two things can be true at one time.
Yep.
He could have been. They could have been a DV, and he sexually assaulted someone at the same time. So Listen, I don't know what's gonna happen from here. I know Oliver submitted some things to the police. He
Look
said
at the
so. His
Scorpios in the chat. I ain't think we had no
listen,
Scorpios in the chat. They all
listen.
falling out
We
the chat.
always here. This is just let me be very clear. We're always
Dear. Listen, it's cap season and caps lock is on. Us Capricorns, we're shining right now. We don't care right now. It's caps lock right now.
listen. I can't because my son's birthday is in 7 days, and
Praise God. Great person.
7 whole days.
And do we have
he
anything
will
else?
be
I think we done.
29 on his birthday, y'all. My son is almost 30. I can't. I gotta go later. Y'all. Just what is happening? My son is gonna be 29.
I gotta go because I gotta go watch Raising Canaan. So yeah.
Oh, you gotta
Yeah,
watch
I'm
that.
about to go, 'cause
I gotta watch the RuPaul's.
And I gotta watch Drag Race.
Drag Race.
And I gotta watch the Ready to Love. Cause I'm ready.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch Ready to Love.
Ready to listen to this nigga lie about what he does for his work for TV.
Oh dear God. Abby, tell the people what you got going on and how to find you.
Okay, so you can find me on EbbieReviews. On this coming Friday, I will be on my cousin Kim show as an makeup expert on the Kim Jacobs show at 11 a.m.
I
on
love
YouTube.
Kim Jacobs and her show.
Yeah.
I do. I watch her every day. Tell her that, please.
I will let her know because we have cousins lunch. I think it's Saturday. This coming Saturday. Also, I will be on the review panel, the RuPaul's review panel with these two lovely young people. You know,
one of us is lovely young, and one of us is El Teddy.
The lovely young man with the dimples, my friend, is working on a theme song for my channel. So these niggas,
we need a theme. All us need a theme song. Me, you, and Really Be. We all need a theme song.
Yeah, listen. I'll see what I can do. And what the RuPaul's, I'll be on Kamisha Reviews channel Saturday afternoon at like 12 for the Ready to Love to drag these people because I feel like my forehead already hurts and show ain't even started yet. I ain't even seen nobody. I feel like, do they have any more niggas in the back? Because what I seen they put out on the front shelf already.
All right, Really Be, what you got going on? Where to find you?
You got going on road to 20K, road to 30K, road to 40K, road to 100,000.
All of that.
I'm not gonna stop till you got a platinum plaque, please, and thank you.
All of that shit, you claim it.
We manifested all that.
Yeah.
All of it.
So yeah, on my Really Be Reviews channel, we have Raising Canaan. I'm still on the fence about if I'm going to talk about this season of Ready to Love because I just don't know if I care enough. I watched the first episode. Yeah, I watched the first episode and make up my mind. But I do all of the housewife. Oh, child, sleepy. I do all of the housewife situations except for Orange County.
You don't like the Orange
County? Yes, we have the RuPaul's Drag Race panel that is rotating. It'll be at my house tomorrow night at, did we say 7 o'clock? Is it 7 o'clock Eastern Standard or 8 o'clock Eastern Standard?
I thought it was 6 o'clock.
You see how we both froze? We was like,
I thought it was 6 o'clock.
It was 6 o'clock Central Standard.
Y'all need to tell me something because I was,
it was 6 o'clock Central because
I might need to change my plan.
So
okay, let me know. It's Martin Luther King weekend. I need to know.
It's 7.
What are you doing? What you hanging out with him? Like what?
I'm not hanging out with dead ass Martin Luther King. I'm hanging out with other people.
Not
you said like
Martin Luther King. What?
Right.
It's Martin Luther King weekend. The people are outside.
Oh God! And the
I know your ass ain't outside.
Immortal roads of Jonathan Majors.
I'm gonna be outside this weekend. Please be clear. I'll be outside.
In cold ass Atlanta.
It is cold as hell.
Wait, before we get off of here, I wanted to ask: did y'all see Stephen A. Smith cuss out Jason Whitlock?
did. I've
Yeah, that was
watched
great.
it. I talked about
Baby.
it on my channel
I
yesterday,
loved it.
and I've watched it 3 times. That 45-minute drag he did was
Yeah,
My
that
great.
was. I
God.
was here for all of that because I can't
Jason
stand
Whitlock
Jason
is an
Whitlock.
awful
I was here
human
for
being.
all
I
of
was
that.
here for
And
all of it.
then somebody found a clip of Allen Iverson cussing him. He's like, nigga, you know who you are. And he's like, I ain't gonna give you that much feeling that I hate you. He's like, no, nigga, no, I hate you. I hate you and your daddy. I said, oh, not you and your dad.
Sound about right.
Right. Tell him, Jonathan, we'll hang with
All
no
right,
doggone
y'all. I'm
Alpha,
out.
dead or alive. Shout out to, I know tomorrow is J13. Shout out to all of the Deltas. Happy Founders Day to you all tomorrow. Shout out to all the AKAs on Monday, and shout out to all the Zetas on Tuesday. We don't want to leave anybody out. I ain't saying shout out to none of the fraternities because there's only one fraternity that matters. The rest of them can go straight to shit. Anyway, that's all we got for y'all. As I always
My
say, I love
favorites
y'all.
are the
I love
Q's.
all
I got
y'all.
several of them on the. Oh, shit.
As I always
Their
say, I love y'all. I
They
love
already
boys.
happened,
Y'all. Thank
Abby.
you all for being vocal president active. Thank you for doing what
We've
you do.
already celebrated.
Thank you
We've
for any and
already
all
celebrated
contributions
their
that you
Founders
make to
Day.
the channel.
We
They are
do.
much obliged and much appreciated. Y'all could have been a whole lot of places, but y'all were here with us today, and we thank you for it. That's all we got for you. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out of here.